Hi, today we're going to discuss some of the things we dislike about the Shark Rocket Complete vacuum cleaner, and that's this machine right here. The full name for this one is actually the Shark Rocket Complete True Pet with Duo Clean, model HV382. Now, there are three series of Shark Rockets that are like this, these stick vac upright hybrids in a way. There's the HV300s, the HV320s, and the HV380s. As mentioned, this is an HV382. It's one of the more premier Shark Rocket machines. Now, one of the first things we notice is, it would have been nice if the tools all click fit onto the end of the handheld or the wand. And we'll show you what we mean here. If we take the handheld unit off, now, they were good enough to do that with the motorized tool. You can hear that click into place. That's a nice solid fit. But none of these other tools do that. You have to push them on and then pull them off. Now, it's a friction fit. This kind of thing is, it can work okay, but if you don't put it on tight enough, they can fall off. You put it on too tight, sometimes they can crack, or they can be difficult to take off again. It's just not as refined as the nice click fit system. It would have been nice if they were all click fit. In some cases, with some other vacuums, they are. Another issue we had with the vacuum is that the handheld unit here is a bit large and bulky. Now we'll take it off of the wand here, and you can see it, fairly large. We've got the Dyson V6 handheld unit here, just by way of comparison, and you can see that it's much more compact. We also took a kitchen scale, which isn't super accurate, but it was able to provide a differential here, and we found that this weighed in at about 2.85 pounds, and this at 3.55 pounds, and you can feel that in your wrist, and this would be a little tiring over time. Now, also, if you're going to use this with the wand for overhead cleaning, and we'll take the wand off here, put a tool on the end, and attach this handheld. Now this is going to be really tough on a single hand. I mean, that's going to wear your wrist out pretty quick. You're pretty much constricted to using two hands for this. Now it will work, but it's just a little heavier, a little bulkier than we expected. Emptying the dust canister is quite easy, and that's nice. But there's an odd-shaped disc in the bottom of the dust canister door, and that can collect a lot of hair, dust, and debris. And you have to then, you're going to have to take that out, probably dig in with your hand. We'll show you. It's quite easy to empty this thing. We press the button, door opens up, and you can see this large disc here on a stem, and you do get dust and stuff. Now, that's not too bad, but if you've got a lot of hair in the house, it'll get wrapped up around there. You're going to have to use your hands to get at that. In addition, it's got three filters that are easy to access, but none of them are HEPA. And HEPA it's nice if you've got a HEPA filter and a sealed vacuum system, because that'll make sure that tobacco smoke, dust mites, pet dander, mold spores, all that kind of thing is taken out of whatever air is sucked into the vacuum. So it would have been nice if it had it, but it doesn't. Something else a little awkward about this machine is the extent to which the brush roll wants to claw its way forward on carpet, and that makes it also a little bit harder to pull it back. Now, the white carpet here is short pile, and it's not too pronounced on that. But you can still feel it. But now when we move over to a slightly deeper pile carpet, like this brown carpet here, it becomes a lot more pronounced. It really wants to take off, and sometimes pulling it back, even these wheels will come up off the ground as you really have to drag the machine back. Something else you may want to know about the vacuum are these controls here on the handle. 0 means off. 1 means the brush roll speed is average. 2 is the brush roll speed is fast. So there is no option to have the vacuum on and the brush roll off. And we can see that here. I'm going to go down, I'm going to look at the brush roll. So I'm going to move that to 1. And then 2. And then off. Now, one other thing that's caused quite a bit of grumbling from owners is the inability of the vacuum to rest in the upright position. If you're vacuuming with this and you need to stop for any reason, for example, or you go to store the machine, you really have 3 options. 1, you can simply lean this against a wall, I guess. It does have a couple of little rubber pads here on the back so it doesn't scratch the wall. 2, it comes with a wall mount. When you buy the vacuum, you get this. It's a wall mount with screws, so this could hang on the wall. And 3, they've made this so you can do this with it. That sits on there. And then you would wrap your power cord here and here, and there you go. Now, why are people struggling with this a little bit? I can understand that. This is something between a stick vac and an upright. Now, as a stick vac, you don't expect it to, rest in the upright position. We've got, you've got your V6 here, for example. When I finish vacuuming with this, it's not going to stand in the upright position. I'm going to lean it somewhere, probably. But when we have an upright, something like this, when I'm finished vacuuming with this and I put it into the upright position, well, it stays there. Now this machine, it does have kind of an upright position, doesn't it? I mean, you can see it's got the foot thing, and we go ahead and pop it into the upright position, but if you let that go, it just falls back. So that has a few people a little bit unhappy. So to quickly summarize some of the things we dislike about the Shark Rocket Complete. Now, not all of the tools click fit into place. 3 out of the 4 tools are friction fit or compression fit, and it's nicer if they click fit. The handheld unit we found a bit bulky, a bit hefty, a little bit heavy on the wrist. The disc shape obstruction in the bottom of the dust canister lid, it tends to gather up dust and hair and things, and it makes you have to kind of stick your hands in and get the stuff out. The fact that it has no HEPA filter is unfortunate. The machine tends to pull itself forward and you have to drag it back, and that becomes more and more pronounced as you get deeper and deeper pile carpet. And the fact that the unit will not rest in the upright position. Now, we can understand how people find that a bit odd, given that this thing is somewhere in between an upright and a stick vac. I mean, a stick vac, our V6 weighs something like 5.5 pounds. The NV682 is like 13, 14 pounds. This is 9.4 pounds. It's somewhere in between. It can be put into an upright position, but it won't stay there, and that aggravates a number of people. Now, most of these actually were not deal breakers for us, and there's actually a lot of good features and characteristics about this machine. And you can see those in our other video entitled What We Love About the Shark Rocket Complete.